Hello everyone. I'll be moving further with the project, and right now I'll be showing that how I have implemented my code using AWS Lambda and using the feature of AWS solely just to run the code. Now AWS is basically it gives us the freedom to run a code serverless, and we don't need any server, and we can run up to 10,000 lines of code without any need for billing or any other thing. So I'll just get right into it. And over here, I have first created an API gateway so that we know that the our gateway is working, so that we can get the output from our code and whatever input we are giving. And for this, I have also used Postman, which I'll be showing within a few minutes. So over here, when I just 1 second. Yeah. So this is actually the lambda functions which is made. So 1 second. Uh, yeah. So that was the wrong link, and I have made an HTTP API only. 1 second. Mm, yeah. Okay. So I made the API a while ago, so that might be a reason that the API has got uh, removed or revoked. I will have to revoke it, but till that time, I'll show the function that I've created using Lambda. So in AWS, we have a very nice feature. Here, it is also showing that how much data I've used, and it is not significant data. So when I go to the functions, and it is showing this LangChain function which I have implemented. So over here it is also showing, yeah. So over here it is showing the API gateway that I was talking about, which we have linked. And when I click on API gateway, that will be linked. Yeah. So it will show the API gateway. So I have this is the LangChain API. So over here we can see that I have made three API gateways. That was because I didn't know much about how to create API gateways and API in general in on AWS. So over here, I made different kinds of API just so that I could learn the implementation. So this, as you can see, is a REST API, but it has a post method, whereas this one, it is a get method which will be taking the data from the user, and this one is any method, which is also another feature of AWS API. So over here, when I go to this API, so we are getting a little message over here that there is a server error. That is because we will have to check the code right now. And when we go to the code, yeah, this is a basic code that I have written just for experimenting and showing that how we can implement any Python code using the Lambda function. So this is a basic Python code which is going to count the words in in the in any input string. The input string can be given by the user and will be entered via get operation. So that is why we'll be using this one. And over here I have used this. So, so yeah, so over here we can also invoke a test event, which I will do right now. So create new event, my event team. I will not enter this and the world. Okay. So over here I'll focus on this and I'll enter the input string. Um, so, is one. So this is a basic operation. I've just put 4 words in it, and we will try to see if this works. And so when we invoke this, yeah, so we have got a few message missing on module. Yeah. So I have got this error earlier also, and I have searched it up, and it was basically because the runtime handler is not uh, able to find the particular function which I'll be solving now. Second. Yeah, yeah. So okay, okay, okay. Mm, mm. So to the configuration, and when I come to the APIs, yeah, so as you can see, this is the API page which is showing the APIs, how they are linked and how they are executing. This is the client, this is the Lambda LangChain which we have created, as you all know. And we can also get to know, uh, 1 second. Yeah, so when we go to dashboard, these are all the API call latency. This so AWS is very optimized, and we can get to know every time the code is running and every time an error is occurring. So over here, I'll go to stages, and this was one of the stage that I have created, which is production, and default stage is already created, which was earlier. So over here, production I have created, and yeah. So in this we have given, so in this I have given basic rate request and burst request, which are default only. We can use default values only, where rate request is 10,000, burst request is 5,000, and for this we don't need to provide anything. And when I save the changes, again I'll get an invoked URL, which is this missing authentication token. So over here we'll add uh, line chain, which is our product. Yeah, so now it is showing us the we are getting the proper output, which is a little error, but we can it is just a small error, we can solve it easily. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so logs. Uh, so as you can see, I want to look at the logs of this URL and this stage, which is given the name production. So if I want to look at that, I can go to AWS and go to search CloudWatch. This is another feature which is telling, which can basically summarize all your functions and APIs running in AWS, and this will tell us the stages and everything of the invoked URLs and APIs. So over here, say metrics, logs, log group. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So events, rules, metrics. 1 second. I don't know why this is not showing. Custom dashboards, custom logs, logs. Alarms, alarms. Okay, so CloudWatch, we need to set it up for our production and line chain. And just to set it up, we have to make sure a few things are running before that. So over here, when we go to, so we can also add another triggers. We can add triggers. which can be APIs or any other function like this is a source. Anything ranging from code commit, AWS IoT, which can connect basic phone and small sensor devices, uh, ranging from a sensor device in a plant to anything to uh, humidity measurer, SpO2 level measurer, which is just an example. And S3 also we can use, which is storage bucket. So over here, I have also already made a trigger, three triggers I have made for API gateways only. So I will not create it again. And I will go over here to see why I'm getting this error and fix the code. So when I go to code, yeah, this is the execution of our code. So I just want to give a very basic code. Basic. So I will just refresh it. So uh, I'll ask ChatGPT. So I'll ask ChatGPT basic code for counting the number of words in Python. Yeah. So this is the code. Yeah. So this is a basic code. Nothing really important in this code to see, but I'll just press on test, and over here also we are seem to get some errors, and I'll also go and look at what we can see in the URL. So in the URL also it is showing same thing, that lambda handler missing on module. Okay. So this error has to be fixed. And how we are going to fix this error is that we need to change the code in such a way that we don't get this error. Content type is okay. 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 Yeah. So over here we have deployed the changes. Now let's see lambda function module, no name module J. So this is a different thing which we have ran into. And over here, okay.